glasses or no glasses? Maybe try glasses? I don't know. These are fake. I just like them, so I don't actually wear glasses. Hi guys, what's up? My name is Eva. So today's video is a little bit different than something I would normally do, but honestly, with all that's going on in the world right now, I think a lot of you guys could use this. I know even I can. I'll be preaching to myself during this video. I'm actually having an anxiety attack right now. By no means in this video am I saying I still don't get anxious, I still don't get stressed. I do. Honestly, I'm having an anxiety attack right now because I drank coffee earlier and caffeine literally like shoots my anxiety through the roof. So I probably wouldn't be having one if I wouldn't have drank coffee, but you know, I think it was worth it. But I just want to point out, it's okay to be anxious, it's okay to be stressed, it's okay to not be okay. That's a normal feeling, and as much as I hate to say it, there's nothing you can do to never feel that again. Like, I have overcome my anxiety, but obviously I still get attacks every now and then, so I just kind of want to throw that out there. This is going to be kind of my anxiety story, and then at the end of the video I'm going to show you guys how I overcame it and tips that you guys can use, or just things that worked for me that I just really want to share with you guys because I think they could have an impact on a lot of other people as well. I will put a timestamp on the screen if you don't want to watch my anxiety story and if you just want the tip. Also, I'm going to throw out there, this video is not going to have crazy editing or anything like that. I'm genuinely just gonna sit down and talk to you guys. I've tried to film this so many times, but I never know the right thing to say because I don't want it to be scripted. I have some notes written down, but I really just want to speak from my heart because I just want this to be a raw, realistic video, because this is an actual issue that even I, who may seem hunky-dory all the time, I know a lot of you guys ask me how I seem so like perfect all the time, which I'm not. Like, I don't show this kind of stuff off camera, but I do have severe anxiety and I have overcome it, even though I do still have anxiety attacks every now and then. I just want to share with you guys, even people like me who seem to be living a perfect life have issues off camera that they never show. So that's kind of the point that I want to come across in this video. This is kind of hard for me to film, to be honest. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and start telling you kind of my anxiety story and where it started. I didn't write any like notes down for this part, so if it doesn't sound perfect, that's because it's not. I'm literally just going to be telling you guys straight from what comes out of my mouth. My anxiety is like hormone related. That's kind of like something I wouldn't normally say in a video, but it is. I just want to throw that out there. It did start whenever my hormones kind of started getting a little whack, which was last year. I'm gonna start like all the way before I even had anxiety. About 2 years ago I want to say, I was at a summer camp and I was swimming in the pool and my heart did this weird thing where it like dropped, and then I got all these palpitations, and then my heart rate went up to like 140, which if you don't know, the average heart rate is like about 70 beats per minute, and so it was extremely high and I didn't know what it was. It could have just been dehydration, but I'll get to kind of where it all started in a second. It honestly freaked me out so much because like anything heart related is scary because it's your heart. Like, so it really freaked me out. I didn't know what it was. I had never had anything like that before, and I drank some water, and after 30 minutes I got my heart rate back down. Honestly, that could have just been dehydration, but that was kind of the start of all this. I was fine for like a year. I had like heart palpitations like every week after that. It was really weird, and it freaked me out because I didn't know what it was. But then last year I started having all these weird heart problems that really freaked me out. Like, they were getting worse, and I didn't really tell anyone. Like, and that's something, if you guys ever have issues, please tell someone, which I'll get to later in the video. I was having heart palpitations, and I remember this one day my brother was going to prom. We were going to take prom pictures, and the whole day, I can't even explain the feeling. My heart like stung. Like, every time I would do something like walk for a long time or something, or like walk up a hill, my heart would like, I can't even describe the feeling, so I'm not going to try to, but it like stung and it freaked me out because it hurts so bad. Like, and that's scary. Like, if your heart's hurting, like that's kind of a scary thing. I didn't know what that was. It honestly really freaked me out too. But then kind of like a few weeks go by and I started like feeling really anxious like all the time about everything, and I didn't really know what it was. I didn't think it was like, I didn't know what anxiety felt like, but I would just be lightheaded, heart palpitations every single day. My heart rate, like a resting heart rate, if I was sitting down, it was usually at like 115, and I just didn't know what was wrong with me. Like I didn't know it was anxiety, and so I just had like a whole months of like torture, which sounds really like weird to say torture, but like it was pretty rough. And I didn't tell anyone, and that was a huge mistake, but I didn't want anyone to worry about me. I mean, I had told people that I was having like heart palpitations, but I didn't tell them, you know, like what was wrong or how bad I was feeling. And some nights I wouldn't even sleep just because I was just like crippled with fear. One day I had stayed up all night the night before, just shaking, awful. It was horrible, and I told my mom, and I just like burst out in tears because it had been, I mean, it had been so bad, and I hadn't told anyone. No one really seemed to like be that worried about it, so I just kind of stopped talking about it. But then it got so bad I told my mom like what was actually happening. We just kind of kept an eye on it, and it didn't ever get better. Like I said, I was still having heart issues. I was still shaking all the time. I'm literally shaking right now. Do you guys see that? I should not have drunk that coffee because now I just do not feel good. That kept going on for several months, and eventually my heart problems got to a point where we had to go see a doctor because we thought something might have been wrong with my heart. Because one day I woke up, I hadn't slept the entire night before. I woke up and my heart rate was at 180. Insane. Like, that's not okay. My heart was skipping like every other beat, and it honestly just felt like I was having a heart attack. So I told my parents, and we just kind of chilled at home and watched it, and I obviously couldn't really do anything that day or else my heart rate would go like whoop. And the next day it wasn't any better, so we just went to see like a doctor and get everything checked out. Well, she told me that all my heart problems were literally linked to my anxiety, which that's something, like everyone's anxiety is different, but mine makes me have like all these like physical issues. Like sometimes when I have an anxiety attack, my vision, it's like cloudy, or like sometimes my limbs like go numb. It's really weird. So mine makes me just have really weird physical issues. I could just say a whole list of like things that it's made me do. It's really weird. So everyone's is different, but mine just like makes me have really weird physical problems. So the doctor said that it was literally all my heart problems were just anxiety, but she was going to send me to a cardiologist just to make sure. I don't know how much later it was, but we went to see like a children's cardiologist, and I got a heart monitor put on that I had to wear like right here, and every time I had like a palpitation or my heart rate was really high, I had to carry around this little phone, and I would like tap what my issue was. So they just kind of tracked it, and then like about a month later we went back and she told me like my results. She said my heart was fine. Even though I was having all those issues, my heart was fine. It was literally just my anxiety that was making my heart have all these problems. It's so insane how like just a mental health problem could make you have all these physical issues. It was honestly crazy to me that I was making myself have all these heart problems, and I didn't even know that. That was the point where everything started to get better, because my anxiety was really like health related. Everything like wrong with my health made me have an anxiety attack, which didn't help because my anxiety was making me have heart problems, and my heart problems were making me have anxiety, so they kind of fed off each other, which was awful. But once we got that figured out, that my heart was fine, then that was really just a breath of fresh air for me, to know that like I was okay. Obviously my anxiety didn't stop there, but it really just helped me to know that I was fine, and it was myself that was causing me to have those issues. So then I started reading this book by Sadie Robertson, which was an absolute life changer. It is Live Fearless by Sadie Robertson, the book. I recommend this book to anyone, whether you're Christian or not. Please get this book. Like, it literally was the point of my anxiety where it just like it stopped after I read that book. A life changer. I just read that book and like I didn't even have my anxiety anymore. It was so weird. Like, I just finished the book and it was like gone. Obviously, like I said, I still have anxiety attacks, but maybe like one a month. Like, I'm not even kidding. It's crazy. So that's kind of my anxiety story. I didn't tell you guys all the details because that would be a really long story, but that's just kind of the main details that you need to know. Now I'm going to tell you guys my tips on how to overcome anxiety, whether you're in an anxiety attack or just in general. Obviously, these are going to vary for everyone what works, but these are just personally what worked for me. So the first thing that you need to realize is where fear comes from. Fear comes from the devil, as we see in some some of these Bible verses. I'm going to read you guys some Bible verses that really helped me during my anxiety journey. So the first one is Philippians 4:6-7. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation by prayer and petition with thanksgiving present your requests to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. The next verse that I want to read is Matthew 6:25-34. This is kind of some long verses, but therefore I tell you, do not be anxious about your life, what you will eat or what you will drink, nor about your body, what you will put on. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothing? Look at the birds of the air. They neither sow nor reap nor gather into barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not of more value than they? And which of you, by being anxious, can add a single hour to the span of his life? And why are you anxious about clothing? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They neither toil nor spin. Yet I tell you, even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. My favorite part of that verse is worrying will not add a single hour to your life, which is so true. Like, why do we worry? Why do we worry about stuff? It's not going to help. It's literally just going to make everything worse, which obviously all of this is easier said than done. You can't just make yourself stop worrying. And then the last verse that I want to read is John 14:27. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. Not as the world gives do I give to you. Let not your hearts be troubled, neither let them be afraid. That's also just a really good verse. If you just are brutally honest with your mind and let it know, you are the one who is making yourself feel this way. So obviously you are the one who can stop it. That's all easier said than done. Just kind of be honest with your mind. That's not gonna help you quit your anxiety attack, but if you just realize where that fear is coming from, and that just really opens your eyes. So here are some things that you can do that I did, that I practiced during an anxiety attack that really just calmed me down and helped me get over it. So the first thing is listen to music. Like, make a music playlist of, it depends on what kind of music you want to listen to, what calms you down. Mine was sad music. When you're having an anxiety attack, you don't really want to be sad, but that helped me like calm down, if that makes sense. I'll put my Spotify on the screen if you guys want to go follow me. I have a playlist for my anxiety, but maybe you want to listen to happy music, maybe that would calm you down, or maybe just like some acoustic chill music would calm you down. Just figure out like what helps you best, but music is such an amazing thing. Just kind of lay in the bed and listen to music. The next thing is just anything that you prefer that would calm you down. Mine was personally like drawing or painting, but maybe for you that's playing a sport. Maybe it's like going on a walk, playing your instrument, which that was also mine. Playing my ukulele really calmed me down. But just kind of figure out what works for you and what calms you down most. The next one is literally give it to God. Pray and tell him what you're struggling with. You can tell him anything. It does not have to be a perfect prayer. Just give it to him. Okay, this tip I cannot stress enough. It personally helped me like so much, and it is drink water. I don't know if that's just me, but anytime I had an anxiety attack, I would like chug water. Like, it literally, I don't know what it does to your anxiety, but especially for me. And the last like tip is to talk to someone that you trust, or someone that you know is not gonna judge you. Honestly, if you have someone around you that has anxiety or had it, talk to them, whether that would be a family member or a friend or like a parent, I don't know. And if you don't have someone to talk to, or someone that you don't think would judge you, if you don't have anyone that like you don't think would judge you, please feel free to talk to me. My Instagram is EvaGraceYT. Feel free to shoot me a DM. I read all of my DMs and respond to all of them. And if you don't have Instagram, just leave me a comment, or my Pinterest, however you want to reach me, whatever is best for you, and I will try to get back to you with whatever you need help on. Just feel free to talk to me about anything, because I get it and I've been there, done that. So I think that is going to be all for today's video. I hope that you got something out of it. I really genuinely hope that you guys did, because I want to help you out and just kind of know that you're not alone. And even people who are on the internet who maybe you're comparing your mental state to, your physical state to, just know that we all have our struggles, no matter how perfect our lives may look, that we just don't show online. And that's kind of why I wanted to make this video, so you guys can have someone to talk to and relate to. And I hope that these tips help you. Maybe you're having an anxiety attack while you're watching this. Try some of these things out, just experiment and see what works for you most. I love you guys, and again, feel free to talk to me with anything that you need, and I will see you next time. Bye!